Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. Just as a quick note, I'm not around next Friday. There won't be live trading next Friday because I'm away. Right, okay, so what we're looking at here this morning, it's only 10 to 8. The euro dollar could be interesting. We're going to be watching that one, and so could the dollar yen. So we'll be coming back to these shortly. Okay, right. I'm going to do a cheeky trade. I was just talking to the guys here in the room. It's non-farm payrolls today, so we're probably going to be waiting around for half the day until the news. So we'll be trading on the back of that. But I'm going to put a cheeky trade. There we go. Just gone long there on the euro with a 10 pip stop down here, and just see. It's just come down to my lower bands here on the 5-minute chart. But this is purely on the 5-minute chart. But I'll bring up the stop. Let's get the stop in. 1:14.99. Okay, I said I'll put a 10 pip stop on it. There are some things going on in the background with, but that's on a much bigger time frame with regards to the euro dollar. So, like I was saying, this is a completely cheeky trade. Just putting it on first thing this morning here because I don't know if we're going to get anything here today. And for the sake of the loss that I'll take just for trying this, it'll be about £70 as a risk or something like that. So it's tiny really, but you know, if it runs, if it does work out, then sometimes you get some price action which doesn't always lend itself to trying to get in that easily. So if this one works out, then it sort of does us a favour by having that unit in. But don't get me wrong, if it does start going higher, then we can then genuinely add to it a bit. But we have to respect that we've got non-farm payrolls today, and we don't want to get caught up with tight stops on non-farm if it's not moved far enough by non-farm payrolls. So a trade like this, if it hasn't stopped me out but it hasn't gone up that much, by the time we get to non-farm payrolls, I'll close it out anyway. So that's generally what you do. But with a trade like this. But anyway, we shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back here, and as we can see, the euro dollar, it pulled back here and then it came up and now it's just rolled over. So I said it was speculative on the earlier on, so there was the entry and there was the stop out there, and so I've lost £94 on that trade. But we've got a long day ahead of us yet. I said it was going to be a bit speculative. That's why we took it, because I knew that it was only a 10 pip stop pretty much, and 11 pips, and so it keeps the powder dry as we go into the day. So looking like, what time are we at the moment? It's 9:30 nearly. Looking like we're going to be waiting around for the non-farm payrolls. Now, I gave that euro a little try, but it was a speculative one there this morning. But really, we're waiting for the non-farm payrolls. So let's go back to that euro. So it's not really. This is the hourly chart of it. There's nothing too much going on here this morning. So we shall come back to this later. Okay, just back, and we're still waiting on the non-farm payrolls. Just going to give you a little bit of a heads up of what I'm looking for. Just sat here talking to the guys in the trading room, and just mapping out the plan for what we're going to do as and when when the news comes out. So I quite like this euro dollar still. As we can see, it's come down. It took out that little testing trade that I did this morning, and as you can see, the euro's back up at what, 115.12 now. So it's back up above where I'd got in this morning. That's why it was only a 1 unit trade for those 11 pips, so that you don't end up just getting chopped up on anywhere near any sort of full size position. However, things change when you go past the news, because I'll be trading bigger, certainly with regards to targets, at least anyway. So nothing's changed. If the euro does go up on the back of the news, I will be looking to get in on it. So it could all be fairly quick. If that happens, we shall see. I'll come back to this in half an hour. Okay, right, all here. We're ready to go. We might be going on the long side if it goes up. If it goes down, I'm standing aside. Here we go. News is coming out any second. So fingers on the trigger just in case. So we are up. Long, 22. Got long at 22. Long at 22. Got filled at 22. I will be adding to this, folks. So I've got long at 22. I'm going to quickly get the stop in off screen. We need that stop down at 114.90. 114.90 is the stop, but I want to add to this position. So I'm going to get long again. 17. Second unit in at 17. Second unit in at 17. So long at 22 and 17 with 2 units. and hopefully it's not going to do a complete reversal, of course. So I've got 2 units in there. I've got a stop at, I've put in at, what we're going to do is we're just going to wait here because we can see it's reversing a bit here. So the stop's down at 114.90. Should have put it a bit lower than that, below the lows but of today, but I just knew somewhere around 114 was 90. Now, what? 114.90 was going to be around about the right level, but it's actually a little bit lower than that, isn't it? Now we're just going to watch this. Don't need to keep loading up just yet. I want to see some. We've obviously had the initial reaction up. I want to, and now we're coming down. I don't mind putting the 2 units in, but I want to just hold now and see if this can hold. If we start coming back up again, I'd rather pay as it comes back up than if it's going to just completely reverse over. So let's just pause for a moment. I know, Fisher. Sorry, I'm talking to the guys in the trading room, and one of them just said, "I'd love to go to the horse races with you." You've got to make it interesting. Like I said before I pressed record, I said, well, I have to make it interesting for the video. So anyway, let's see. Might get another unit in. If it can hold. Fingers on the trigger. It's holding okay, isn't it? It's holding okay. Let's just see. Okay, 19, third unit in at 19. Now, you don't have to put this third one in. I'm talking to the guys in the room here. You've got to look at your own management, money management and stuff. You know where your stops are. Only you can know what your risk management is, okay? So I've got that third unit in now, and that'll be enough. Third unit in there at 19. And I'll put that stop in there. I'm just getting the stop in. So I'll quickly take a screenshot of those units now. So let's just quickly take a screenshot of those 3 entries, just as I've taken that there. So here's the 3 entries. I've got the first one in at 22, second one in at 17, third one in at, well, 19.8, so nearly 20. So there's the stops that I've just been putting in off screen. Okay, so we're now playing a waiting game and seeing if we can break higher. So as far as targets are concerned and all of that, we've got a variety of stops relative to the entries. The lowest entry was at 17 with a stop at 114.90, so that's a 27 pip stop. So we're looking at, let's call it an average of around about 30 pip stop. Okay, it's an average of about 30 pip stop. Ultimately, I would like to at least see yesterday's highs get taken, really. So we're talking up in the 115.40s. So, and we've got levels beyond that as well. So I now need to just wait and see if we can rally up there. Now we've just come up and I've added that extra unit, and we can see that all of a sudden it's coming off again. So that's not doing me any favors at the moment. I won't be putting any more units in. 3 units here is enough. With that stop down there at 114.90. So if it's not going to have it, it's not going to have it. Let's have a look. 134,000 was the result, so less than expected. That's why we saw that initial blip up. But as you can see, the euro dollar is just coming back off. So as so often is the case, the fundamental news or headline story that comes out can suggest one thing, but then the market does something else anyway. So we've now just got to play a waiting game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press pause, and we'll come back to this and see what's happened in a bit. Okay, just back, and I have been stopped out here. So it was moving well on the back of the news, and then it's decided to roll over. So let's take a screenshot of the trade. So I'm going to show you all of the trades, because remember I put that little trade in this morning and it's added up now. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 800 odd pounds, 800 and something pounds lost today. So there you go. So do you know what I think is always important with these live trade videos is that not every time do you win. You can't always win, and sometimes we even have people email in and say, oh, it must be fake because you always seem to win. No, I don't. Not always. And there are times when I lose. And there you go. There's an example there. That's what doing these live recordings is all about, or recording of my live trading. So now it may not be over yet, because the overall pattern I still like on the euro dollar. So if this is just noise, then there still could be another trade that I'll take yet. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'll press pause for now, but it may not be over yet.
Okay, just back, and looking like we're going to close back inside my 5 minute bands. I've just been saying to the guys in the room here, it's going to be another attempt at this one. Like I said, it's not necessarily over. So, but I'll put 2 units in this time, and with a stop down below this low. So let's see if I'm gonna. Okay, we're at 45. So okay, so there's the first unit in. There's the second unit in. So I've got 2 units in, about oh 05 and oh 06. I'm not waiting to see if it's going to take a dip. I don't care. I'm just put those 2 units in. Now, like I was just saying to the guys in the trading room here, okay, so that's now got about a 20 pip stop with 2 units there now. The previous trade was 30 pip stop with 3 units, so it's only 2 units. But if this does work its way back up, and all I've happened is I've got stopped out on this noise, if it works its way back up today, then and into Monday, it might be that this isn't going to quite reach the targets that I was hoping for it to get to today. But if it does work its way back up into Monday, then the 2 units will more than pay for those £800 worth of loss here so far today. And that's the whole point about risk rewards. You don't get uptight when you have losses, because if you know that you've got the potential for a half decent risk rewards on your trades, then you take the losses and you just roll with them. You don't get upset about them. People who get fixated with being right get fixated with losing. When you identify trades which have good risk reward ratios, for example, just this week I closed out of a trade which had a 1 to 56 risk to reward ratio. 1 to 56. So, all right, I don't get trades like that very often, but actually, it's probably the biggest risk reward ratio trade in years, probably. But just puts it into perspective that you don't have to worry about getting stopped out and having some losses when you think, okay, well, the next trade that comes along, if that gets to its target, it's more than gonna pay for this loss, and that's the whole philosophy behind it. So anyway, as we can see, price is coming back up here. So I'm just going to go and get my stops put in place and press pause for now. Okay, just back, and we can see that the euro dollar has come up so far. I'm just chatting with the guys here. We've still got, on a Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we've got 53 of us in the trading room here this afternoon. 54, it's just gone back up. So it's been a good number of us in the trading room here today, and it's been quite a fascinating day, really. In the we end up just shooting the breeze, chatting a lot about various trading all morning, and bide our time for when the trading does come along. So at the moment we're in this, and Euro's holding up. Let's go out to a higher time frame chart now. Here's our hourly chart, so it's holding. Looks like it's unfortunate I got nicked out, but if I'd have had my stop even at, I would have had it at 86. And I'd have got stopped out anyway. Just so happens, it's just the way it goes sometimes. People get really hung up about getting stopped out and getting nicked out. Oh, you should have had your stop lower, down, or whatever. I trade how I trade, and if I get stopped out but a market reverses again back in my favour, I just go back in again rather than trying to trade with bigger stops to avoid getting stopped, funny enough. But anyway, here it is, and it's holding well. So it's looking like we're going to be trying to put another unit in, but it's going to be a bit more tough. It's getting tougher to find another, get the entry. But let's see. So it's come up to the hourly 100 now on my chart here, my green line here. I like using my moving averages as target. So it's had a good little run there. I've got to find an entry, so I'm going to press pause while I'm waiting. I was just so busy talking to the guys in the trading room here, and we've just put another add in here as it's just backed off, literally at 27, and 115.27.6, and I'm just going to put the stop loss in. So let's do that. 114.84. There we go. So is that right? make sure that's right. Yeah, 114.84. So I now have the 3 units in. I could only justify 2 when we first closed inside the bands earlier on. We've had a nice strong, what we call an expansion bar here. So we've just done the little pullback, and so I've just put that extra unit in at 27. As far as targets are concerned, the way it's going to work out now is this ain't going to be well, I don't think so. We're going to be targeting up in this zone up here, probably around about the 115.80 zone. That there's some reasons behind that. I wouldn't have thought it, even if it is going to go up there. It could go. It could do it today, but I don't expect it to. If you don't expect them to, and they do, then it's a bonus, isn't it? So sometimes just under promise, and sometimes the market over delivers. But I don't expect it to. But that's what I'd be looking at. So we've got the 2 units that we got in at 06, wasn't it? Yep, 06, and I've just added in at 27. So I'll be running up to, I'm estimating, I'm estimating 115.80. It could be a little bit beyond that. We'll have to see. So for now, I'm going to press pause. We will come back to this later this afternoon. This is going to be a video. It's going to go out later today. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and we can see that the euro had a little bit of follow through there, and it's come back over. But it has taken this high out here when it peaked up here. So I think that's a not a bad sign. Oh, just as I'm talking here, the euro's obviously all of a sudden just perked up for some reason. So I was just literally saying to the guys in the trading room that this is absolutely fine. It's taken out this high over here, so that's the first sign that it might actually want to creep up, and that has all of a sudden, just while I'm doing this recording, let's have a look here, that's just shot up, as you can see there, just while I'm talking here. So anyway, what I was saying was that's a good sign that we've at least taken that last lower high out. So we'll see how that gets on later today. So I'm not going to do anything right now. We'll come back to this later, and I'll finish the recording off this evening most likely. Okay, finally back. It is 7 o'clock on Friday evening, and the reason I've held back from even finishing this video is because I now can't put this out. Well, I can actually, because my entries were at 06, and then we added in at 27. So let's have a look at the P&L for the day so far. Sorry, I say for the day, but well, I can put the whole day in. Let's bring it all up on these trades that have been taken today. So we went through this earlier on. It was 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, about 850 down, I think, on the losing trades, £850 down. But now with the these all in, this is where they are at the moment from the entries at the 05s, 06s, and add in at 27. And that add in at 27 is obviously currently underwater because we're currently around about there. Just I've taken this screenshot. So, so my estimations are we're at 20. The target is probably going to be around about 115.80. If it goes, it's another 60 pips. 60 pips with 3 lots is about $1,800. So we're looking around about 12 to 1,300 pounds. So it's not going to be brilliant, but when you've already had some losers, but then you have one winner and it makes all of that back and still gives a profit, it's not too bad. Having said that, we haven't got there yet. So the reason this is not going to go out. I'm finishing the video right now, but this video will not go out now until at some point on Monday. All the time that it's too close to my entries, I don't like putting it out onto the web. Because otherwise people could watch it and then say, oh, I'll just go in on that one as well. So we'll have to hold this. So this is likely not to go out until Monday for that reason. But there you go. This is an absolute belter of a video today, I think, in that it shows you, again, it's one of those trades. It's all very well just having one trade like last week and it went to target and whatever. But I think these ones are the ones that you learn a lot from, where sometimes you've got to, you trade, you get stopped out, and sometimes you have to go in again and then see, and the whole risk reward side of things as well, explaining how that all works. And like I said earlier on about not really getting caught up in being right and everything else, you know, seeing your trades as okay, you have losers, but if your winners far outstrip, like I said earlier on with the big risk reward ratio trades that do come along as well, they more than make up for losers. And then you find that you don't get so uptight about, having losses, and so it does help. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you, and we'll see what happens. Now, if this does roll over on Monday, I will get stopped out, and that's fine, and I have to take it as a lot an added to the loss. Simple as that. Nothing much I can do about it. It's just a losing. It would just be an out-and-out losing day if that was the case. But we shall see going into next week. And I'm not here for next Friday, so maybe I'll do an update on this trade when I do my update on Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, catch you over next week. Yeah, not over the weekend. Next week. Take care for now.